April 2nd, good things ahead. And I read, is it for real? We can't know completely and totally what's real until we die. That's why it's called faith. We have to park what we don't know and not let those issues derail us. Peace comes from resolving what you can know and what you can't know, than spending all your time on the things you can't know. It is the serenity prayer, but with a few words change. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot know, the courage to learn the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. As I said earlier, you can't know for the absolute certain that Christianity is a true until seconds after you die. But what I know is this: since accepting Christ on faith, I have a running conversation with God, and the conversation is real. I know He tells me He loves me. He answers my questions, not all of them, but a lot of them. He kicks me in the conscience when I do wrong by Him or any of His children. I see His involvement in the circumstances and relationships in my life. These things I know. It ultimately comes down to what the blind man said to the Pharisees when they were trying to pin him down on the details of his healing and on the man who healed him. He said, and I'm paraphrasing, "Look, all I can tell you for sure is that I was blind, and now I can see." Is God real, or just some perception in the minds of weak people? All I know, I was blind, and now I can see. Question: do you struggle with the unanswerable questions? Ask the Lord directly. You might be shocked at how He answers. From the beginning, John chapter 1, verse 1 reads, "In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God." Have you ever wondered where everything came from? This isn't a lofty, silly question to ask. In fact, both the question and the answer have profound effect on us. Your belief about the origin of the world affects the way you think about your life, your choices, and your values. Some believe there was basically nothing at the very beginning, but then following a big bang, there was something. That something involved the particles that make up the building blocks of life. These, over the process of billions of years, evolved into everything we see today, including you and me. While the theory of evolution keeps evolving as people hunt for scientific evidence to support it, at its core it suggests that God isn't necessary. That something came from nothing, and order came from chaos. Frankly, I think it takes a lot of faith to believe in the scenario that an imperial process lies behind everything in our world. Perhaps the appeal of the evolutionary theory for many people is that it dismisses our sense of accountability to a personal God who made us, is bigger than us, and can override our decisions. Evolution let us believe we are our own God. But the Bible tells us a different story. Our verse today reminds us that Jesus was there at the very first moment of creation. As the Word, Jesus is there on page 1 of history, though He doesn't show up in His incarnated human form until well after the close of the Old Testament. He's been on the stage since before the curtains even opened. Don't miss the fullness of God's ongoing story by skipping the truth of how that story began and who was there. Something didn't come from nothing. You didn't come from nothing. Everything came from the God of everything. And I pray, Jesus, it's fill me with all that know that you were there at the very beginning. As the Word, you were part of the world, certain just as you're here to create this life I live. Amen.